Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, where was I? Right, yeah, so let's zoom in and we'll give it a go. I'm going to do down the channels of the first of the let's put these brushes out of the way. I'm going to use this little thing. I got these got a set of them, different things on the ends and whatever. I think it's a sculpting tool more than anything. So if you can see down, you can't really see, can you? Down into here was like a reset with bolts, and muck is just going to accumulate in there. So I'm going to have to try and be careful just to get it in there and blend it into there, into there. So we'll give it a go. I'll just take a little bit just to get going, and we'll try and tip it in. Blend it into the background. Take it off here a bit. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. Again. Try my best to get it. Oh, you can't see, can you? For God's sake. Terrible. Camera works shoddy. Just blend it in. A little touch more. Sorry, I'm just going to turn the camera away from you just a second while I try my best to get this into there. And just blend that in. I'm quite happy with that. Quite happy with that. And it looks white. It was dark, it's not as light as that, but yeah, I'm quite happy with that. You see down to the I'll find out how to get under the side of the aerial mount there. Yeah, so I'll fix that in now with the gravel and sand mix. You don't need a lot. I think what he said it's got a better surface area tension. It's better than PVA and water. Apparently it's stuff that you have to be careful with. I need a lot on your brush. And again. Right, I'll put a lid on that in case if I knock it over, which I wouldn't put past me. Right, so yeah, it's got it in there. I'll go and finish it off, but it darkens it obviously to start with. It's going to dry, it'll dry lighter again. But yeah, it looks quite good. I mean, you're going to see a lot of this detail with the shirts and some shirts are on, but you know, it just adds to it for me. I think it some of the stuff I try and do doesn't work all the time. Some of the stuff does. It's just trial and error, and you know, try different things with each kit you build, and that's how I look at it anyhow. So yeah, so I'm going to carry on doing that, and when I've got to a certain stage with it and I'm happy with it, we'll come back to you. So Greg signing off, and we'll see you very soon. Right, good afternoon ladies and gentlemen, it's Greg here again with the next part of the weathering. I'll show you what I've done. So a slurp of tea first. As you can see, I've just put it together loosely, it isn't all fastened at all. So let me show you what I've done with the gravel, sorry, the mud, sorry, the dust and muck thing that I made up. As you can see, I'll put it up, there we go. It's gathered all along the corners. So far so good. All around the tools. Well, obviously you're not going to see when the shirts are on, but I know it's there. It matches what I've done with it. So on the other side you can see a bit more muck and dust because of the there's no jack or anything, so it's all accumulated into the corners. Again, at the rear, there's not much going on in the rear yet. Obviously I've got the lower hull to do yet. So everything's done and dusted as far as that's concerned. Quite happy with the results so far. So just maybe need a little bit more on the turret, I think, but I'm not too sure. I'll see when I've done the bottom. So as far as the bottom is concerned, just leave that there. As I've got this far with it, I've got the chipping done, and there's a lot of this is going to be covered, but some of it might not be. So on that side and on the front, some more tracks to go into there, and on the rear, bit of chipping on the rear as well, and underneath you can see the grill things are still in position. You're going to see them, but obviously this is all going to be weathered now as well. But I think it just needs to be darkened down itself slightly. So all I'm going to do is just going to put another wash of the burnt umber across all the just to darken it slightly, and then we'll be starting with the dust and mud. No, not mud, it's going to be dry mud more than anything. There'll be no wet mud as it's travelling through roads now, so most of the wet mud will be off, as I say, or dried in. So yeah, it fits together really nicely as well, so I'm quite pleased with the fit. Yes, it just pops on, he says. Obviously needs to be things at the front, but yeah, it's quite a nice little build. So I've got all the wheels done, I've got the stowage to go on yet, and obviously then we're going to start on the diorama for it, which you've seen all the figures. I think you've just seen all the stowage as well, haven't you? So I think this is where we are at the moment. So what I'm going to do is, with my own mix again, is I'm just going to give it another coat of raw umber. So yeah, I'll take this other part, the upper part off. Be careful because it's quite delicate with all the bars. What I'll do is I'll coat this now with the oh, there's not much left in here. I shall have to make some more. It should be just enough for what I need on here. I want it quite dark, it's quite thick this time, so I'll just darken it down, spread it all out. Oh, sorry, you can't see now, can you, because the camera angle's changed. Let's splash this on the bottom. Spread it all about. here. Most of that's been there is done. We'll do the other side, and what I think I'll do is I call this the update of end of update 5. When I come back we can start on the dust and muck on the lower hull, and we'll go from there. Obviously looks glossy in at the moment, but obviously with that on there, just work the excess in. Goes quite a long way, the filter, you know, you don't have to use too much of it depending on what sort of how dark you want it to be or light you want it to be. So I make it quite thin usually, obviously it's just the dregs at the bottom. I make it quite thin and then I can add, just gradually add what I want. There's no point in making it too dark to start with because it makes hard work. You know, you can't gauge what you want to do, but if you're doing nice light filters, basically with your eyes, it's painting with thinners really, with slight colour in it. I see this is a bit dark because it's about finished at the bottom of the jar, so I shall have to make some more, which I shall do after this. You can see I've got not much left now. This shouldn't take too long to dry. As you can see, I've been messing around with buttons and things like that, colours that I want to use. Right, so I'll leave that. So what I'll do now is I'll leave that to dry, and then we'll come back. Put that on top of there for now. Right, so we'll come back and we can start on the the weathering of the lower hull, and then we're getting somewhere near the end of the build. So this took a while. See, I spent a few hours a day on it, don't spend all day on it. And then we can make it start on the diorama base. So we'll do the weathering of the lower hull in the next episode, which will be update 5, 6, I can never remember, sorry. And then we'll start up once the weathering is done, the wheels are on, the tracks are on. We'll do all that in one update, and then we'll start a fresh update with the diorama from GeroDesign.com, which I'll leave a link in the bottom of the in the description if anybody's interested. Got lots of new things being made, being added to each week. Some nice stuff. So I got sent some banners and flags from them. Lovely. Where did I put them? I put them in here. I've hidden them somewhere. Oh no, they're in here, I think. Yeah. I got sent some just decals that are to be used. So we've got, because obviously it's printed in Germany, we're not allowed to paint the swastika. So what they do is they do it that way, and then you can just fill it in. So kind of like canvas cotton, quite nice and crinkly and thin. So you've got, these are banners, like, you know, hanging from the buildings. Easy enough. I'll show you what I did with my little one that's going to go on here eventually. So those ones. These like the larger ones for flagpoles. Again, obviously you fill your own in. Quite large, and say trim the edges off or whatever. You're gonna be, a lot of them going to be weathered anyhow, aren't they? So yeah. So there's how many of these in a pack? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 in, is it 5? Yeah, 5 in a pack. I can't remember the prices offhand. I know they're too expensive, but it's probably better to order something, you know, a bit larger, and then, you know, paying as much postage just for the flags. Make a few things like the bricks and all that kind of stuff for your dioramas. And also they sent me the ones for the aerial recognition, like we have on the Shermans with the different coloured patches. The Germans had the just a flag on top of the tank, which is that, which I've actually done, and there's 6 in there I think, is there? No, there's 5 again in each pack as well. So what I've done with mine, if I can find it, where have I just put it? I think it's here. Yeah, which is it's going to be weathered and it's going to be put on there. So I filled it in. I filled the with a felt tip. That's all I did really. With a felt tip on. Excuse me, I shouldn't really be showing that, should I really? But yeah, that's what's going to go on there. Obviously, when it's weathered down and things like that, maybe to fit. I might, you know, I might even put it just draping over the back of the. Sorry, that way. You can't really drape maybe over the back of the storage box. Only shoe here. One shoe. So yeah, so that's what they sent me. They're quite nice. They're nice, nice and thin and not. And very, very pliable as well. So they're not printed on both sides, but 9 times out of 10 they don't need to be printed on the outside. So, sorry, on both sides, because you're only showing one side, unless you're having a flag, of course. But there's nothing stopping you painting it red. Like I made one out of thin paper. There we are. It's not brilliant, but it won't take a wash or anything like that. It'll just probably make it bleed. This is just, if anybody wears glasses, you know, you get the glasses wipes and things like that. I keep a few of them, let them dry out. They're ideal for, like, for doing tarpaulins and things like that. Have I got it to hand to show you? This one here. And I'm getting off subject, but I thought I'd let you see what's. They're all gone. There must be somewhere. Let's just take them open and we'll find them. Yeah. Yeah, so these are just glasses wipes. They're already folded like this, you know, in the pack. Just make them small. You can also do KFC wipes, anything like that. But it's really quite nice. It's got a bit of a texture on it, as you can see. So I keep all these and dry them out, which doesn't take long. Basically, I think they're coated all in isopropanol. I think really for wiping your glasses. That's all it is. So. I keep them here, so that's what I made that out of. It's a bit rough and ready, but I thought at the time, oh yeah, it's a bit rough and ready, but it's okay. It's okay. So it's an option, but I don't think it'll weather. I'll try it when I weather the other one, and we'll see. But I don't think it'll weather very well. This is more of a cotton. It will. So we shall see. We shall see. So that's the end of this update. So we'll start again on the next update with the weathering of the low hull. So this is Greg signing off, and we'll catch you very soon for the next part. And as I like to thank you all so much for viewing and some real nice positive comments, which I do appreciate. I will reply to all of them given time. Probably at the weekend I'll start replying to the ones I've got from the previous 2, and we'll go from there. So this is Greg signing off, and we'll catch you very, very soon. Right, we're back again, ladies and gentlemen, with the next part of the weathering procedure on the Blitz.Kpfw Panzer III Ausf.M. So what I've got here, first before we do anything, is I made some dust and muck. Basically what I've got in here is, oh, it's quite bright on there, isn't it? Different, isn't that bright? Is grouting. Powdered grouting. I've got roots from the garden. I've got a few little pebbles from the builder's sand, which I siphoned, which I sieved all down into different grades, and I got some static grass in there as well, just to, you know, just to give a bit of, and you can really see it's about right for, I think, for that scale I'm going to use it for. So that's all I've made. That's all I've done with that. So that's all it is, and I'm going to put it on, and I'm going to fix it with this stuff. I seen this on Night Shift's channel a few weeks ago, and I thought, well, a few months ago, sorry, and I thought I'd try it. I did try it on, firstly on the KV1, I think it was, in last year, whatever it was, I think, or was it this year, can't remember. So what we're going to do is, I'll just zoom in a little touch. Oh, sorry, it would happen, wouldn't it?